So we're going to get right into it here and find a game. Change over to Blastoise. So yeah, Blastoise is my favorite deck. Obviously, we're going into a new format, but it was what I would have played if I hadn't been streaming all the other regionals. I think it's the most inherently powerful deck. 200 a turn is just essentially unbeatable. I mean, I've seen the Blastoise deck. I'd say I have games where you um, get a Blastoise turn 2 and then Black Ballista them 3 times and take your 6 prizes. I've also seen it have turns or games where you don't get a Blastoise till turn 6, you're down 4 or 5 prizes, and then you come back and Black Ballista. So here we go. Gonna hit Tails. Tails never fails, always pick Tails. One thing to note really quickly is that I'm not the best with Pokemon Online. I just started using it a few days ago or a few weeks ago. I haven't played the most games with it. I'm very liable to misclick, but hopefully my supreme intelligence can lead me through this. I would like to go first. And let's hide this here. I have a pretty reasonable hand. I mean, 2 Squirtle stars. I'm just going to play this end and see what I get. But you always want to Squirtle on turn 1. You always want to have Keldeos if you can. I mean, it's double Squirtle is certainly great. Alright, so we're playing against Virizion, which is one of the decks that you don't want to play Keldeo against. Still going to go ahead and attach to it for retreating purposes or even for attacking purposes, but I definitely am not going to want to bench another one. What I really want is Black Huron. What I also really wanted here was a Tropical Beach, but don't have it. I'm not going to play the 3rd Squirtle. I'm going to clog up my bench like that quite yet. My opponent can't do much of anything on turn 1. He's going to play his own beach, so Genesect EX active. Hopefully nothing too terrible happens here. If I can get turn 2 Blastoise and a Black Ballista. If I took a Blastoise or an out to a Blastoise or a Candy into the Blastoise, I can just attach and Juniper away this hand. I think it'll be fine. My opponent beaches. So we do a Superior, which is not what we want to see because we really don't want to Juniper away 2 of them. I'm going to go ahead and attach to this Black Ballista. And again, I think Junipering away 2 Superiors is not where we want to be. I think it'll just basically lose us the game. So I'm going to go ahead and just Tropical Beach. Yeah, so now we have, if he doesn't end us, we have the Red Candy Blastoise, and we have an end of our own. We could definitely try and go off there, and I guess we would have drawn it because we would have drawn Candy Beach, but I just don't think for the sake of the long-term game that we can afford to just not have 2 energy retrievals, 2 superior energy retrievals in our deck. Looks like he is going to be able to knock out a Keldeo, which we already expected and kind of... I don't know we don't care, but we know that it's happening the minute that he flips over a Virizion, or sorry, a Genesect, and we can do a Keldeo, so that could on the good side, he didn't say anything, which mainly could just be because he knows he's so ahead. And he also didn't have like a G-boost or anything silly, so it wasn't actually the worst that could have happened to us. I am going to go ahead and rare Candy into a Blastoise. Yes, Blastoise. He's drawing 4 cards, we're drawing 6, so hopefully... well, it looks like we'll be able to Black Ballista. So, I'm going to have to dilute... Oh, wait, I already attached. Did I? No, I did not. That was last turn. Okay. So, this is one situation where Execute's going to come in handy. We're going to be able to Superior off the... I'm going to go ahead and do Execute and the Ultra Ball, I think. And unfortunately, we're just getting this 1 energy back, but it's definitely worth it to be able to Black Ballista. Our opponent's at 4 cards with no colored energy on board, only 1 Genesect, and a Drifloon basically does nothing on board, and We're gonna Blastoise. I'm gonna get rid of these 3 waters. Always want to get rid of the waters. They're just less important than lightnings. And the Blastoise Ultra Ball wasn't the best draw we could have had. We didn't have a Blastoise, but luckily, even if our opponent doesn't seem to be doing super much of anything, so even if we have to beach this next turn, it's not the worst for us, considering we can beach for 5 or 6, but our opponent doesn't have the Juniper, so at this point we're just kind of, it's kind of okay if we need to beach, and if we don't need to beach, it's exceptional, so, okay, so we're going to need to beach. Gonna go ahead and deluge, sorry, and then beach for 6, drawing us a much better hand. Hopefully my opponent doesn't really go off this turn. A G booster would be pretty bad, but I don't think it would be devastating. I think we still come back from it, but anything less than that, and anything less than an and would be hurtful. I think that we're in decent control of this game. Anything could happen. Again, we're gonna play a couple of end games, I'm sure. I have to see if I can draw my superiors, but I feel like we're in a good position. So the end, okay, here comes the end. This is gonna be interesting. It's gonna depend a lot. Okay, so we didn't get the worst. Polish just needs to net us a Polish for 7, and our opponent beaches. No? Our opponent just passes? And, I don't know if that was a... No, wait, our opponent didn't have energy, okay. So that's good for us. I'm gonna Tropical Beach. I'm not going to touch to cancel that. I'm gonna Deluge. And then Colors for 7. I'm gonna play a Mime. I'm gonna go ahead and well, unfortunately we didn't get the last energy to Black Ballista, which is not something you really want to do versus a Drifloon anyway, but would at least kind of get us somewhere. But I'm gonna go ahead and Propagation, Ultra Ball with a Tool Scrapper and the Egg, and find our second Black Ballista. I hope it's in here. One more thing I should mention that I'm honestly, admittedly pretty bad at doing is making sure what's in my prizes in Pokemon Online. In real life, it's something I'm very good at, something I definitely think you need to do basically at all times. But I'm just awful at doing it in Black Ballista. I could have beached there. And I honestly, you could make the argument that I might have with 3 Junipers in my hand. But I feel like this game is coming to a close pretty soon, and if I tap like an energy, I just need to attach. Sorry. So if he retreats after an energy, I just need to attach in Black Ballista. I don't even need to worry about what's happening in my hand. If he can't retreat, if he can't find a way to get Drifloon out, or if he doesn't want to get Drifloon out, I can just take essentially a free prize off another Slash. It's definitely a judgment call there. I'm not sure, but it didn't exactly work out for us. But I still think I'm just gonna Slash here, take the prize, and not commit anything. I really don't want to get rid of 3 Junipers, although it's not the worst, but there's no reason to do it if I can avoid it. Skyla, I assume, is going to fetch up a G booster. Yeah. So it's going to get a knockout, and it puts me in a pretty awkward position. But I don't... He's going to G booster my guy. I'm going to the next one here. I'm 2 prizes, so my back's up against the wall. But I don't think we're in the worst spot ever. I'm going to level ball here and try to find the last Squirtle, which there is none. Alright, there's 4, okay. Just did that so that if I can find the Squirtle, I can just discard it off of my Juniper and draw into better cards. I'm not going to need the last Squirtle. But I'm going to Juniper here. So I do need to attach. I need to go propagation, and then superior away. I guess this heavy ball is not going to come handy. I can either do the heavy ball or the beach there, but I don't. I think it's just slightly safer to go with the heavy ball because I don't know that my opponent doesn't run anything wacky, and I would just rather not get blown up by that. I'm not going to need the heavy ball. One thing I'm going to do here is I am going to attach one more energy than is necessary. Because I want to be. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and attach all of them. Then the only way my opponent knocks me out next turn is to get energy, as well as a Colorless Machine and then a G Booster. And then if he does that, he'll win the game anyway. So I think I'm safe committing all of it. The reason I do that is just because if my opponent ends me when I have one prize left, it will just it was pretty devastating. But this way, I don't need to draw as much. I have more. Whoops. I have more outs. So Black Ballista, 200. Gonna discard water, water, water. One more candy. And let's see if my opponent has it. In fairness, I don't know his counts offhand, what he's used. Let's see how many Colorless Machines and energies does he have. So they're going to use 2 Colorless Machines, so there's a very good chance he just has attached Colorless Machine, like Shadow Triad for the G-Booster, but he appears to not have that, and we draw the floats. We draw the Skyla, so okay, that's game. So we're just going to Skyla for the regular energy. Okay, we don't have a superior, but that's fine because we have the propagate. And then we're going to propagate back. Sorry for the weird screen. I'm not, weird screen mistakes. I'm not super used to this computer. We're going to discard these guys, and we're going to get water. Makes us select them all, which is kind of a time waster, but and then we're going to deluge. And that's enough, so oops. Discard water, water, water. So, that's the game. Again, we were never in that type of a spot, you know. We had but so did our opponent. We got lucky off the draws, I guess, but I also think we conserved pretty well. Besides that Juniper, we had to discard 2 other Junipers. I thought that we played pretty fine. I'm not sure about that beach turn. That might have been a mistake, but again, this is just the raw power Blastoise. Admittedly, like I don't know if that turn was correct, and I might have made a few other small missteps, and we still won. And what I think is like we were very safe. Like I don't think our opponent would have had to attack 2 more turns to knock us out, and as if we had nothing. So we're 1-0. See you back for game 2.